first alert weather extra. Pretty awesome. How you doing, everybody? Big time rain and wind last night, but I gotta tell you something really funny that's kind of happening outside. So we knew colder temperatures were gonna come racing in here today, right? And I think it's snowing on the camera right now. I am not kidding you. In fact, let me just show, see this right here? This is the East Limestone camera, right? And it's the one that you can really look at. It makes a lot of sense because you got the green here with the trees, but that looks like snowflakes falling. The radar doesn't have anything really on it. It's very light precipitation, but it's just enough to say, hey, what is going on in the Tennessee Valley? We go from temperatures in the 80s, and we had some really cool temperatures, and we had some rain last night, and the element of thunderstorms enhancing some of the winds. We had some widespread wind damage last night, power outages. We'll have a package coming up here with Nick Bellinger in just a moment. He was following around the utility companies. And yeah, it was a really active night. And now we're on the flip side of it. All that rain moved out. It's still windy. And now the temperatures are dropping like a rock, right? And we have, that looks like snowflakes to me. I don't know. Let me see if I can take this full. Let me see if I can do that. I don't know. You can see it a little bit better. Does that look better? I think so. I honestly think that there's a few snowflakes falling. And it's still windy too. So the temperatures are dropping, the winds are kicking in, and it feels almost like winter outside. And it should, because it's still technically winter on the calendar. Speaking of some wind gusts, we had a wind gust. The highest we could find from last night was 61 miles per hour. That was at Huntsville International Airport. We had a gust in Decatur of 55. The Shoals and Florence had gust over up to 58 miles per hour. Cherokee 54, and Coleman County had a 44 mile per hour wind gust. So the winds were whipping, the rain was heavy, and the temperature had risen all the way up to about 72 degrees before crashing now behind the rainfall and cooling things off quick enough that there's a few snowflakes out there. So crazy stuff when you think about it, right? Continuing to see the temperatures drop, and take a look at your Athens camera for you. And I was trying to see if the Athens camera would have a few snowflakes too. It's not far from the East Limestone camera, but it looks like just a flag whipping around and some rain, and that's about it. And there's these little light showers that will continue throughout the day today. We're not looking at a widespread amount of precipitation, but you know, anytime the temperatures are dropping into the 40s, you got the wind, it's rainy, it's kind of a miserable day outside. There's your temperature drop. Notice how areas south and east are in the 50s right now, and areas off to the north and west are in the 40s. So the temperature, our high temperature for today has already happened, everybody. So it's all about going downhill from here. And I do think tonight, if it doesn't feel like winter to you outside right now, it certainly will as we go into tonight when those temperatures continue to drop. Here are the winds, a little different today. They were out of the southeast last night, and they were a warming wind. Now they've turned more westerly in a few areas actually out of the north. They're still sustained around 20 miles per hour, and the gusts are still to 30. So the wind machine will continue the rest of the day. That's not going to stop. So just when you think you've had enough wind, you think again, there's still going to be more. It's going to keep coming this afternoon. Probably be pretty breezy tonight and still pretty windy tomorrow. And spoiler alert, probably still kind of windy on Friday too. Could have like 60 hours of like winds gusting up to 20 miles an hour. It's crazy. So the wind advisory, it continues for today, and it goes all the way till 3 p.m. So we're not quite done yet with the wind advisory. Let's talk about that little light precipitation. I showed you the radar, I showed you the camera. You can see that there was a few light little precipitation makers out there coming through the area, a little light rain, little light snow. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of people in East Limestone looking up at that sky going, what is going on? Just a very weak little disturbance moving through, wrapping in around that cold air. So for the afternoon, throughout the day, your temperatures fall into the 40s if you're not there already. The winds stay gusty, about 30 miles an hour, and a stray little shower, whether it be rain or snow, moving through the area. Bundle up tonight. Temperatures are going to drop back all the way to around 32, but the winds will stay gusty. So when you wake up Thursday morning, temperatures will feel like it's around 20 degrees. That's pretty cold stuff. But you know what? Don't get used to that cold air, because you know why? We got some milder temperatures coming. In fact, we have a 10-day forecast that features this cold air that's coming in for tonight, and it's feeling like winter with the snow falling in East Limestone. And then next week, we knock it out of the park with some pretty amazing weather where temperatures could be up in the 70s almost each and every day. It's the best part about March in the Tennessee Valley, right? Wardrobe selection is vital to your comfort. Some days you go out there, you got the winter jacket on, and then some days you go out there and it could be the next day and it'll be shorts and a t-shirt, right? All right, let's talk more about what happened last night. We had the rainfall, we had the gusty winds. Nick Bellinger, now he was out there and he was tracking not only storm damage, but he was tracking all the power outages as well. He did a fantastic job following utility crews from point A to point B and keeping you up to date at home. And he put together a little package, and let's take a look at that right now.
When storms are in the forecast, local utility crews know it's going to be a long night.
We prepare to be out all night if we have to.
This fallen tree took out 3 power lines and even snapped 2 completely in half, causing power outages for more than 200 customers in Trinity. It's where Joe Wheeler EMC lineman Jeremiah Engel will spend nearly 8 hours during this storm.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough one. It's going to take us a little while, take a lot of guys, a lot of effort. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, storms and stuff like this, we do see it very often.
Before linemen like Engel can fix the outage, calls for every outage are taken here at the command center.
Just one call so far.
On a night like this, you know the storm's coming. We've been hearing about it for a couple of days. You know that we may be here. You know, I made a phone call to my wife earlier and told her, said, you know, I know you're aware, but just I'll be late tonight.
Ken McGee tracks outages, watches radar, and dispatches utility crews.
We miss a lot of dinners, a lot of hours of sleep. I mean, this rain's always, that's not fun to work in. Nobody wants to work in the rain. You're soaking wet. It just messes with everything.
Pretty crazy. You know, you think about all the people who put together the efforts to keep the power on, and if the power goes off, they have to work in the elements. And that was another thing we talked about last night, was where we had some of the power outages, we were going to stay breezy today, and it was going to make it more difficult to maybe get up in the buckets and get some of the power restored across the area. But yeah, great job there by Nick. And hopefully we won't have to deal with any kind of severe weather. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the 10-day forecast for you coming up in just a little bit. There's no severe weather. You're going to have to change some clocks. You're going to have to break out the shorts and t-shirts. We'll take a quick 1-minute break and we'll be right back with that. And welcome back, everybody. You want to see something special? Yeah. Do I have your attention? Yeah, I know I do. It's the 10-day forecast, everybody. Yes, yes, yes. And boy, does it look incredible. So yeah, we got a few little spotty showers out there. That 53 today, forget about it. We're in the 40s the rest of the day. Wind chills 30s. Bundle up, 53. That happened back at like 6 o'clock in the morning. You ain't seen that again. So cold tonight. 53 for Thursday, but look at all that sunshine. Still kind of breezy though. But cool for Thursday. But then we pop those temperatures into the 60s on Friday. Comes with a slight chance of a shower. It will be mainly at night, so most of your day is dry. So if you have plans to take Friday off and you're just going to be doing your thing during the outdoor hours or daylight hours outdoors, I'll make that sense, it should be fine. A few showers on Saturday night into Sunday, but much of the day parts of the weekend will be dry. It'll be just cool. We fall back in the 50s, but we don't fall back with the clocks. They go forward because daylight saving time begins, which means that by Sunday evening, and if we can get some sunshine, which I think we will, the sunset will happen closer to 7 p.m., which will probably pick up a lot of people's spirits, because I feel like when we move those clocks ahead 1 hour and daylight saving time begins, it's like game on. Everyone's like, all right, I'm in spring mode. And then Mother Nature sees your excitement and says, okay, let's go Monday 68, Tuesday 75, Wednesday 77, Thursday 72, Friday 75. It's about the grades I got in high school, but in this case, it works a lot better because it'll be mild, be above average. And there's a lot of sunshine there in that forecast too. So there is light at the end of the tunnel, even though I see a few snowflakes flying around on the East Limestone camera right now. that 10-day forecast, that tail end of it, the last 5 days, is a Trash Panda home run style. Looking good. Speaking of Trash Pandas, home opener, I think, is April 4th. We are within 1 month of Trash Panda baseball. I don't know if y'all seen the commercial on our WAFF. You know, the kids are at the game, and it's that walk-off grand slam last year that they hit to win the game. And I get goosebumps still because I was actually at the game. And I'm so excited for baseball season and can't wait for Trash Pandas to get back onto the playing field, that beautiful Toyota field, and seeing them win a whole bunch of games. So we're going to win in the weather department, too, because Chelsea Aaron's coming in. She's got TVL coverage and noon coverage for weather updates. And then, of course, Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis will be back in tonight. If you have some snowflakes flying around, I showed them on the camera, I still think they're happening, let me know on here. I'm sure a lot of people want to let me know, hey, Jeff, I think it's snowing outside. You might want to tell some people. So we've tried to do that here during your Weather Extra. Everybody have a fantastic day. Happy Wednesday.